Greetings and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Neverwinter Nights. Right, so we've just defeated a ancient red worm in about 10 seconds flat. Well, he's flat now at least. I'll take the key, I'll take your blood, I'll take your head. Alright, these are all unlocked. Good. Carbonate axe. Gold, yeah. Armor. Potions of heal. Some very good spells. And let's get in here. Here's a chest with a Warhammer +3, which is neat. And a word of power.
The third word is yours, but time is short and Morag stirs. The city you call Neverwinter is under siege. Soon it will fall to Morgrim, and he will possess the Source Stone.
Source Stone? What's the Source Stone?
Morag was the queen of my people. The Old Ones, the Creator race. It was she who created the Source Stone when the world became cold and the snow covered the land. Morag used the words to put her people into a deep hibernation when the cold winter came, imprisoning the heat of the steam fissures in the magical Source Stone, and her and all her people with it.
Why would she imprison herself in this Source Stone?
The Old Ones could not survive the coming of the winter storm. Morag sought a shelter where she could escape the death of ice and cold. Within the Source Stone, Morag would gather her strength year after year, century after century. When her power waxed full, we word slaves would awaken the Queen to banish the never-ending winter.
Morag was foolish to trust her fate to a group of slaves.
You do not comprehend the magic that once bound the word slaves to the words. We were compelled to obey, even though our masters slept. But Morag underestimated us. Abandoned in the frozen waste, we grew strong enough to free ourselves from our wretched servitude. We scattered the words that their power might never enslave us again, and our masters might never awake.
So you think if Morag awakes, she'll turn the north into a tropical jungle?
The Source Stone is buried beneath the streets of Neverwinter. And even in its dormant state, the magical heat radiating from within keeps the city habitable during the coldest blizzards.
That is quite convenient.
Imagine what will happen when the power is awakened fully and released. Those who survive the global warming will become slaves to the creators. And I will be bound to the words of power once more. I will not allow this to happen!
How did Morgrim become involved in all this?
Something has awakened Morag's spirit. Though her body and true power remain trapped in the Source Stone for now, she speaks to Morgrim through projections, as I am speaking to you. Morgrim serves her, a pawn blinded by her promises of rewards and power. The plague was the first step in Morag's return. Each death fed the Queen's power, bringing her closer to a true awakening. Now, Morgrim seeks to claim the words of power the Lord's Alliance has hidden in Castle Never to complete the awakening. If he succeeds, Morag will bring complete and utter devastation to the north.
Somehow I will stop Morgrim.
You must return to Neverwinter before the city falls. Speak to the one you call Aaron Gend. I will try to meet you there.
Right. Hopefully she will not be quite so verbose next time. Alright, back to the spine of the world. Mysterious cave, right. Let's go visit Golgotha again. Before I jump back.
I smell blood and something else. Something foul. You have the head of Klauth, the ancient red worm. Give it to me, that I might see the proof of his death with my own eyes.
I am honored to give you the worm's head, mighty Golgotha. The terror of Klauth has been ended. No longer will his minions raid my lair. The evil power of the ancient worm has been broken. We dragons are loath to part with our treasure hoard, but you have earned your reward. Take this, the premier item of all the treasure I've collected. I thank you for this generous gift, mighty Golgotha. Now, my little hero, is there anything else I can do for you? I'll be going now. Then go with my blessing, human creature. I cannot thank you enough for slaying Klauth and preserving my eggs. Yep. Yoink. Yeah, I'm not gonna walk all the way back. I mean, I technically could try to find those Ulfgard people. But considering the shaman was missing the first time I came there, I'm not gonna guess that the shaman is actually there now. He should have been there, he wasn't there. Too bad. It's not like his quest is particularly useful to me now. Alright, Hashikle.
Hello there.
Before we go to Eringen, let's get rid of our inventory, or at least what we can get rid of. Well, at least identify stuff. Right, don't need that, don't need that. What's this? Belt of Hill Giant Strength. A long sword, Cold Iron Blade. Neat. Not all that great for me though. Sword, don't need the braces. Don't need this quarterstaff. Alright, you're being really silly now. Rod of Ghosts. I don't need this cookery. Can't use this wand. What is this sword? Breath of the Maiden. Neat, but again, not all that great. Ring of Holiness. Yeah, I can't use it. Pity. Would have been nice. Alright. This is Red Dragon Armor. Armor plus 5. Has fire resistance. And weighs almost nothing for heavy armor. And the Grunge Hand. Damn bones versus human. Neat. But Again, I don't use these axes, and I don't think I need a tower shield. Silver bone armor has served me well. But the red dragon armor is just a little bit more powerful. I think. And where is it? Let's see. Yeah, that's an extra few armor classes. And I'll keep the white bone armor. I mean, it's been such a loyal servant. I mean, this is the armor I would have needed against Cloud, really. Let's see. There's nothing in here. Don't need another warhammer. Period of Wisdom. I don't use that. Cloak of Protection. Let's just get rid of all this stuff. Now she did give me a belt somewhere, didn't she? Okay, let's get rid of this. Right, ceremonial Uthgard belt. Was that it? It's immunity to death magic, immunity to disease, saving throws. I guess those would be nice. But honestly, I don't care. Right. I got 2 time stops and I'm not a wizard. Such a waste. Alright. Let's leave. There's nothing more to be done here. I've got my companion. I've got my weapon. Because it's not really better than what I'm having, because my current weapon, even though it's a Runehammer +2 in the title, it is actually a +3 weapon, so the Warhammer +3 doesn't help. And again, guess what I've got?
I have just received the latest reports from the battlefield, and things are grim. The walls of Neverwinter have been breached, and the Lord's Alliance has retreated to Castle Never under the onslaught. Erebeth, with her intimate knowledge of our strategies, crushes our forces in every encounter. Half the city is under the control of her Luskan forces. And what of your mission? Have you found the success our troops have not?
I have another word of power here.
Finally, some good news. And not a moment too soon. Even now, I am preparing to leave for Castle Neverwinter, to help ensure the words I sent there for safekeeping are not captured by Erebeth. I might as well open my coffers to you before we go. The money was meant to fund the defense of the city, and you seem to have done more for that cause than anyone else. Better I give the funds to you than let the Luskan forces loot them.
Well, you could still have used it for the defense, didn't you?
Whatever awaits us, I just want to tell you that I have been proud to serve at your side. I have 5,000 gold pieces here. Take it. You have truly earned it.
If you say so.
And there is more where that came from. If you accompany me to Neverwinter, to aid in defending the city. The Lord's Alliance desperately needs someone such as you.
Of course, Aaron. As long as my body draws breath, I will fight to save Neverwinter.
Time grows short. We must return to Castle Never to defend its walls and the words of power within from Erebeth and Malcolm. We will leave right now if you are ready.
The words of power, the tools of a creator race. Hadriline spoke of them as though they could shape worlds, and perhaps they had. With these in hand, victory would not be far behind, or so it was thought. While Erin Gend searched for the ancient relics, Morgrim's army pressed their attacks against Neverwinter. Their dark magics and sheer numbers soon overwhelmed the defenders. The betrayer, Erebeth, was at the forefront when the walls were breached. The words of power, once thought safe within Castle Never, were in danger of falling to the enemy. And behind the invasion, an even greater evil, Morag, Queen of the Old Ones, had awoken.
So definitely bad news on the whole. Right, here we are. The final chapter of this particular module. Yes, you are Lord Nasher indeed. I guess I'll just go say hi.
We meet again. As you know, I am Nasher Alagonda, Lord of Neverwinter. I was once an adventurer like you, though that was long ago.
Yeah. Let me guess, you took an arrow to the knee at some point?
Erin Gend tells me you have done much in the defense of our city. For this I thank you, though I fear it was all in vain.
Oh, hey. I worked hard for this.
Erebeth knows our defenses too well. We could not stand against her forces. The enemy has breached our walls. All is lost.
Well, good thing you are in charge, Mr. Optimism. You're never gonna win if you already think you've lost. I mean, you're supposed to win the battle in your mind before you start the battle.
Do not give up hope, my lord. We still have the words of power, after all.
And what good has that done, Erin? We have no way to use them. Whatever magic is locked within those stone tablets is of no use to us.
Perhaps Hadrian will reveal their secret to us, if you release her from the dungeons.
I don't trust that creature, Erin, and neither should you. We have done her no harm. If she was truly our ally, she would tell us what she knows.
Sort of. She already has told us so much.
Hadrian told us about the secret door beneath Castle Never. Without her, we would never have found the Source Stone.
And what good has that done, Erin? That creature won't tell us anything about it. The Source Stone is as useless to us as the words of power.
Perhaps Hadrian will speak to our champion. She has spoken with them before.
Enough, Erin. Now, if you want to speak to Hadrian, you are free to do so. But I will not release her from the dungeon while an enemy is within our city gates. Personally, I think this is all a waste of time. Words of power, the Source Stone, Hadrian. What good is this against Erebeth's army? Our fate is sealed. We are all doomed.
Lord Nasher, may I ask you some questions?
After all you have done for the city, the least I can do is answer your questions. Although Gend probably knows more than I do.
What can you tell me about Hadrian?
We captured the lizard woman slinking around the city shortly after Luskan attacked. After Erebeth's betrayal, I'm not too trusting. So we are keeping her locked in a cell in the dungeon. She was hissing and babbling about Morgrim wanting the words of power and the Source Stone. But we couldn't get much else out of her. She's half mad, I fear, and doesn't seem to trust us. Gend seems to think she might trust you, though. You're free to speak with her in the dungeons if you wish.
Well, I already know where to find her.
Gend can probably answer your questions better than I, but I'll help you if I can.
What can you tell me about the words of power that were brought here earlier?
I've given them to Master Ford, Chief Archaeologist of Neverwinter. He seems to think there's some link between the words and the Source Stone. Initially, I hoped he could figure out how to unleash their power. But even as wise as Master Ford is, he hasn't been able to learn anything more about the words of power or the Source Stone.
Well, where can I find Master Ford?
Since we discovered the Source Stone in the secret chambers beneath Castle Never, Master Ford has spent all his time studying it. You can go speak to him to see what he's discovered if you wish. though you might have more luck getting information from that creature Hadrian if you can get her to talk.
Let's ask something
Gend
else.
can probably answer your questions better than I, but I'll help you if I can.
Well, can you tell me about the Source Stone?
When we first captured Hadrian, she said something about the Source Stone and secret chambers beneath Castle Never. She sounded half crazy, but I thought it was worth looking into. I put Master Ford, Neverwinter's leading archaeological expert, in charge of the search. He unearthed the previously undiscovered chamber beneath the castle. Inside was an enormous crystalline boulder, the Source Stone. If you want to know more about it, you should speak with Master Ford. Gend can probably answer your questions better than I, but I'll help you if I can.
What's the latest news from the battle lines?
The reports are grim. In the initial assault, Luskan overwhelmed us with sheer numbers and the unbridled ferocity of their attack. The defenders were forced to fall back to the city core. Erebeth knew our defenses too well. We never stood a chance. My troops are loyal, but against such odds, there's little hope. It's only a matter of time until Castle Never itself falls.
What if I could kill Erebeth and Morgrim?
It is too late for that, I fear. Our defenses are already broken. The damage has been done. If Erebeth and Morgrim were both slain, there is a chance it might break the spirits of the Luskan invaders. But I wouldn't count on it. The Luskans attacked with a rage and ferocity I have never seen before. Some sinister force drives our enemies forward. Or perhaps this is justice of a sort. Neverwinter may have brought this doom upon itself.
What do you mean?
The blood of Fenthic is on my hands. After the plague, the mob cried for blood, and I gave it to them. Fenthic was guilty only of trusting Desta. He was no enemy of Neverwinter. And yet I saw him hanged for failing to protect the city, as was his sworn duty. Can we really be so surprised Erebeth betrayed us after we executed her lover?
You followed the law, Lord Nasher. You had no choice.
That is what I tell myself over and over, but the words are hollow to my own ears. I only wanted to do what was best for Neverwinter, to heal the wounds left by the Wailing Death. Yet even as I passed sentence on Fenthic, I knew in my heart it was wrong. This was not justice.
Perhaps, but Fenthic did deserve it because he was annoying and wrong and naive and should not have been put in charge of such an important duty. I mean, Desta was never to be trusted as to start with.
Fenthic died to feed the city's lust for revenge. And now Neverwinter shall fall to an army that was raised to feed Erebeth's own vengeance. Perhaps that is justice.
No, that is not justice. But perhaps you can atone for what you have done.
I fear it is too late for that. Fenthic is dead and Erebeth... Perhaps if I were given the chance to pass judgment again, I would act differently, more mercifully. But I fear that chance shall never come. I must live with the burden of what I have done, as must my city. Neverwinter will fall.
Stop that.
Gend can probably answer your questions better than I, but I'll help you if I can.
Well, I am interested in knowing more about you, Lord Nasher.
Once, I was an adventurer like you. Were the situation not so desperate, I would call upon the court bards to sing you tales of my exploits. But I am long since retired. I am ruler of Neverwinter now, and my life is one of administrative duties and the delegation of responsibility. Hardly the stirring stuff of legends.
Well, that depends. If you put it in the right sitcom, it would make for interesting entertainment. I don't suppose they have a D&D version of Yes Minister, do they? Maybe.
I miss those days of glory and heroism, but I gave them up to serve the city I love. Alas, my sacrifice was all in vain. Neverwinter will fall, and I can do nothing about it.
I should be going now.
Of course, of course. But before you go, maybe Gend is right. Maybe you should go speak to this Hadrian creature. I doubt it will do much good, but maybe, just maybe, she knows something that can save us. We're desperate after all.
Yes, we are.
Any important information you come across should be reported directly to Eren Gend. I've placed him in charge of the defense of the city.
Well, he's surely being promoted very fast. Are we sure we can trust Eren Gend? But that's it for this episode, which has gone on way long enough. Thank you for watching. See you all next